In this edition of City News, we'll show you why everybody brought their walking shoes to Hawthorne High School. Find out why some graduates are fanning the flames for the future. Plus, we'll show you how teens got an eye-opener from professionals. These stories and much more coming up on City News. Hello and welcome to City News. I'm Zarina Karazada. Hawthorne Police Lieutenant Julian Catano was promoted to captain recently. Catano has worked with the Hawthorne Police Department for more than 13 years. Congratulations, Captain Catano. The Hawthorne community came together to celebrate life, raise awareness, and funds to fight cancer. Stephen Janes takes us to the Relay for Life.
More than 1,500 people lose their battle with cancer each day. This disease has affected everybody in some capacity, and that is why communities come together as one to find a way to cure cancer.
It affects me to see that so many people out here that are affected by cancer because they're either their family members, the actual survivors, the actual people who are afflicted by it. And it shows me that people care about the issue, about the disease, fighting this thing, so that it doesn't come back and we can find a cure.
For those that might be fighting their own battle, Relay for Life also serves as a reminder that there is always hope. Maria Maldonado was diagnosed with kidney cancer in 2011 and had 10 surgeries to remove various tumors. After years of chemotherapy, procedures, clinical trials, and second opinions, she finally had something to smile about.
I got good news. I'm in remission.
I'm amazed at the outpour and the love, the support of all the people that are here today, and I'm grateful for it too. And we pray that we will win this battle against cancer.
It takes about 600 steps to walk around this track. Although it may seem really tiring, it gets much easier knowing that everybody is walking for a common goal.
Relay for Life means raising funds for those that have left, and to prevent cancer from happening again. Everybody coming together regarding coming up with a cure to this deadly disease.
A caregiver is anyone who provides physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, or logistical support to a loved one with a chronic, disabling, or life-threatening illness like cancer. Some join support groups to find one. Alicia Woodson didn't need to look any further than her son.
I didn't know my child had it in him, and it just showed me a whole nother side of my son. I was amazed at his strength.
Woodson's son would remind Alicia that he and his brother had a number of life events that she needed to be a part of.
Just come on, Mom, we got to. You have to see, because I have two sons, you have to see Nathaniel graduate. You got to see me get married. You got to see my kids. You have to. And that really helped me.
As day turned to night, the Luminaria ceremony took place, which was an emotional evening where participants honored those who were lost to cancer by dedicating Luminaria bags. The glow sticks represent the essence of the person lost to cancer, and although they might not walk with us any longer, their spirit continues to burn bright and inspire us to not give up. For HCTV, I'm Stephen Janes.
More than $20,000 was raised in this year's event. If you would like more information on Relay for Life, visit www.relayforlife.org. Some people give back with money and others with their time. That's why the Hawthorne President's Council chose to give back to its own volunteers with the annual Volunteer Appreciation event. The council provided lunch and a performance from the Prairie Vista Middle School Choir.
Well, it is a way to say thank you because, we sometimes we go, every day we're busy on our life and then we can see people working and we don't know if they're getting paid or they volunteer. So it is a way that we say thank you for your time and for your efforts to care about other people.
Well, today's event is very important because we're honoring all of our volunteers here in the city of Hawthorne.
More than 180 volunteers were recognized in this year's event. Drop, cover, and roll. That's what everyone is taught to do in the case of a fire. But for firefighters, their training is intense. And for the graduating El Camino Fire Academy, it keeps them prepared for any situation they may come across.
One day, this will be a real-life situation for these future firefighters. It's been an awesome journey, and this is just the beginning.
25 recruits spent the last 13 weeks studying, training, and working with firefighting tools in El Camino College's class of 146 Fire Academy. And now they get to show off their new skills as graduates.
It was no joke. It was very tough emotionally, physically.
It makes us all proud that, that we provide a skill that they've never been exposed to and they become good at it.
In the past, graduates had to volunteer for 6 months to a year before taking the state exam. But from this class forward, graduates qualify to go straight to testing. And one parent says he knows the dedication it takes to be in the academy.
Hopefully he'll become the first person in our family to become a firefighter and work in the emergency medical system.
Today, these graduates leave the program with their heads held high and their future in plain sight. All 25 recruits who entered the program made it to graduation. For more information on El Camino College's Fire Academy, go to www.elcamino.edu/fire_academy/. Many teens are uncertain about their future career options after high school. To help, the Hawthorne Teen Center offered an opportunity for them to get some of their questions answered. Ernesto Giles has more.
The Hawthorne Teen Center has always been known as a place where students can come and hang out after school and get help with their homework. Now the center can help them decide on possible career choices with their first ever career day.
Today was actually our first event, our first of many, hopefully, of the career days. The entire purpose of the event is to expose our youth into career pathways from different or diverse professionals from the area.
Speakers gave brief descriptions of their jobs, after which teens had opportunities to ask questions and hopefully narrow down their choices.
I hope that, like me, when somebody did the same thing for me at my school, I was able to reach somebody. You can't give them put them on the exact path of what they want to do, but at least you give them some kind of direction on what the possibilities are.
The careers that were here were really inspiring because they told us about how they help the community and what we need to do to get to that path, and told us about what we should do to find our job that we want to do.
After talking with the speakers, some of the teens had some insight as to what they will be looking for in a career.
I think right now I just want to focus on helping other people, so I want to be a physical therapist, and if that doesn't work out, then as long as I know that I want to help other people, then I can find the job that I want.
You must do something that you love and something that you're passionate about, because you're going to be spending the rest of your life doing this certain career and going to work every day. And if you're going to work not liking what you have, then you're going to be miserable.
A message that professional chef Cheryl Tate agrees with.
They need to really kind of look inside and see what best suits them, and then they can find the career paths that's best for them.
Gloria Garcia hopes that teens absorb helpful information to use in determining their possible career opportunities. For HCTV, I'm Ernesto Giles.
6 professionals came out for the event. For more information about upcoming events at the Hawthorne Teen Center, please call 310-970-7002. Coming up next on City News, sexual assault victims bring themselves in the forefront of healing, and find out why hundreds of people gathered at the Manhattan Beach Pier. There's more news ahead. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Each year, more than 290,000 people fall victim to a sexual assault, leaving survivors to speak out for the second Break the Silence event at the Hawthorne Memorial Center.
An untold story never heals.
At the age of 17, Jaquez McNeil became a victim. She was abducted and gang raped at gunpoint, leaving her traumatized until she was ready to speak out.
I just feel that people need to know that you can experience something like that and get through it.
McNeil turned life's lemons into lemonade. She created Break the Silence, a forum for sexual assault survivors to feel safe and heal from their experiences.
And that's the purpose of this, to teach them how to empower themselves, to speak out, to feel as though someone is listening, and so that they can find out where they can get resources and get help.
Mayor Pro Tem Angie Reyes English recounts of a time she took in a mother and daughter for similar circumstances.
Unless we tell our story, those issues and those concerns just stay, in a sense, in silence.
Sexual assault is a crime that happens more often than you think. Statistics show 9 out of 10 sexual assault victims are females. For males, 28% were raped for the first time at the age of 10 or younger.
Until about 20, I opened up and shared it with my family. And from that release, it started healing. And if anyone knows anything about healing, healing is not instant. It's a process.
Tyrone Nance says he told his story as his form of healing, and also to encourage other male victims to talk about what happened to them.
If one person is touched, and if one person knows that, you know what, I can get past that because she did, then it was worth it.
For many, this event was a chance to finally bury the past behind them and to begin seeing life in a new light, with hope. If you or someone you know have suffered from sexual assault, go to www.safela.org or contact the National Abuse Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. The 29th annual Richstone Peer-to-Peer Walkathon brought people together from all over the South Bay. Daniel Lindley has more.
And they're off. The sound of support, encouragement, and excitement could be heard throughout the South Bay.
I'm pretty excited. Giving back to community, helping to fight for a good cause is always good, definitely for something like this.
This event is really to bring awareness to child abuse, and that's one of our main missions at Richstone Family Center is to bring awareness to child abuse. And one of the ways that our agency works with the community is to strengthen families.
Participants walked from Manhattan Beach Pier to Hermosa Beach Pier and back, enjoying friendship and music along the way. And the best part is, all the proceeds raised by the event goes back into Richstone.
Many people are starting to care more about Richstone, and this event will help raise money so we could get better stuff.
Happy because I want them to donate to help us because we're kids. Yeah.
Food and drink vendors were all part of the festivities, including a special appearance by the LA Kings, where giving back to the community is part of their adage.
I think it's the LA Kings just showing their involvement in community. Again, appreciating all the support that people have given us over all the years.
According to Richstone board member Barbara Bowman, the center offers an assortment of family classes and prides itself on being able to continuously evolve.
And the programs change as the community needs change. We have parenting classes, we have in-home counseling, we have tutoring for the children in an after-school program.
The Richstone Center's motto is simple. Everyone can always make a difference when it comes to a life of a child. I'm Daniel Lindley, reporting for HCTV.
For more information on how you can get involved in other Richstone Family Center events, contact the Richstone Family Center at www.richstonefamily.org. The Hawthorne Coalition for a Healthy Community partnered with 2 organizations to host a community workshop at the Del Air Baptist Church. Jennifer Murillo has more.
The Hawthorne Coalition partnered with the Social Justice Learning Institute and the California Center for Public Health Advocacy to educate the community on making healthier choices.
What we've found out over time, and I think this is information that most people know, is that especially in communities of colors like here in Hawthorne, there is a high prevalence of diet-related diseases, especially amongst our youth, and most importantly, obesity.
With our community growing with sugar, all the kids are drinking sugar, and they're in jeopardy of getting diabetes type 2. And we want to make sure that this doesn't happen.
The workshop focused on cutting down on sugary foods, especially drinks, in hopes of helping to prevent diabetes type 2.
A lot of times, people don't realize that you're supposed to have 6 grams of sugar a day. Well, in a soda, it's 45 grams of sugar. My favorite soda, root beer. Guess what? 45 grams of sugar in a can of root beer. So just imagine if you're drinking a can of soda every day or even a couple of days a week. Imagine how much sugar you're getting into your system.
Children learn what they live. And if I'm learning what I live and I eat donuts in the morning, or if I eat chips, hot chips, that's the favorite, hot chips and juices, juice bottles, juice drinks, then as an adult, that's what my behavior then becomes.
While some restaurants and cities, like Davis in Northern California, have already made changes to offer water or milk for children's meals, Some organizations are doing what they can to help these changes happen everywhere.
Giving them the education that they need to help inform their choices, to help them decide what's a healthier option and what isn't, but also making sure that we do our part to make those changes in the community so that the environment around them supports those decisions.
For me, it's a personal compassion of mine because diabetes run in my family. And so, it's an ugly disease. And so I want to make sure that I'm doing my part to contribute to make sure our kids in Hawthorne do not get this awful disease.
These organizations say they will continue to help build healthier communities by educating people on making the healthy choice an easy choice. For HCTV, I'm Jennifer Murillo.
To learn more about making healthy changes and other workshops like this one, go to www.sjli.org or www.publichealthadvocacy.org. Coming up next on City News, we'll show you how one photographer imagined a different childhood. There's more news ahead. We'll be right back. The annual Canine BBQ Dinner will be held Thursday, May 26th at the Hawthorne Memorial Center. Money raised goes back to the Hawthorne Police Department's Canine Unit. One closed Hawthorne storefront is filled with imagination when Phantom Galleries Los Angeles steps in.
These walls are lined with photos or what artist Robert S. Chow calls distant memories.
It is a series about childhood memories, and is a narrative around the childhood that I could have had if I were brought up in Southern California.
The gallery is named The Gallery Presents. It hosts more than 20 artists like Chow, giving artists the space they need and keeping storefronts vibrant.
This space is going to be dedicated to photography, sculpture, and installations. So hopefully we're going to have something for everybody.
For now, these walls give artists a new perspective on galleries and the community a new edge.
The art exhibitions are open Saturdays through June 11th. For more information on Phantom Galleries LA, visit www.phantomgalleriesla.com. Did you know that the City of Hawthorne offers a variety of services for its citizens? One such service is graffiti removal.
The City of Hawthorne employs full-time graffiti removal employees. The full-time crew works 7 days a week during business hours, excluding holidays. Graffiti removal service trucks are identified by the City of Hawthorne logo and graffiti removal painted on the side of the trucks. Please report graffiti using the graffiti removal hotline number and include the following information: address or location of graffiti, description of graffiti, if removal requires paint or water blast to remove. The graffiti hotline number is 310-349-1632.
For additional information about the City of Hawthorne's graffiti removal program or how to report graffiti in surrounding cities, go to the city's website at www.cityofhawthorne.org/resources-residents/. Keep it right here on Channel 22 for these future City News stories. We'll take you to this year's South Bay Workforce Investment Board's Youth Job Fair. Also see how the city celebrated the National Day of Prayer, and find out what happened at this year's Hawthorne Health Fair and Run Walk Challenge. That's all we have for this edition of City News. Thanks for watching. If you have any story ideas, please send us an email at hctv@hawthorneca.gov. You can watch City News online on YouTube by searching Hawthorne Community Television. We'll leave you now with more footage from the Fire Academy graduation ceremony and demonstration. See you next time.